Hi everybody, it's a new week. It's actually Wednesday, day off from work today. I've been down the plot for about an hour and a half now. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I've been sorting out this shed, including that seat there, because I'm expecting a visitor. So I've sorted out the two fires this morning, got them sorted out, got this fire on now, ready to warm this shed up, see how long it takes and see what it takes to warm this up. I've getting some new bits and pieces which I'll show you about in a second. First things first though, I'm going to have a swig full of water because I've got no milk for a cup of tea, which is daft on my behalf. But it's now it's not middle of February, it's the beginning of February. What I found my tomatoes and chilies and everything. So what I'll be doing is I'll be starting to sow a few of them today as well. First things first, I'm going to try and get up this chair. Oh, you know what it is? I've got 10 minutes. Oh, I'm never going to get no work done now. I'll see you back in the greenhouse after I've had a snooze. Right, so it's the 6th of February now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sowing my tomatoes. So I've got 5 different varieties which I'm going to sow. Only one of them I'm probably going to keep and grow on, as well as my giant tomatoes, and that is the Roma tomato variety. Now I'm going to be doing these at 2-week intervals over the next 2 months. So I'll set them off because I'll be selling a lot of tomatoes this year and seeding there because a lot of people requested them last year, so I'll sell some more this year, and all helps, doesn't it? So I've got seed, I've got my pots ready to go, so I'll bring you down from there and I'll show you how I'm going to sow them this year as opposed to last year. I'm going to start them all off in pots. And the reason doing this is to try and save a bit of compost, because last year, if you remember, I had the large trays with the propagator lid on the top, and I had them separated with this blue matting. So what I'm going to do this year is I've got pots, so I'm just going to set them away in pots and put them somewhere that's nice and warm in the greenhouse here. So all I'm going to do, I've got 5 varieties. I've got Roma, which is great for sauces, which I found out last year. It's one I'll be keeping. I've got Jeff Foreman's Spanish tomato, which I've still got seeds from last year. I'm not doing the American tomato because it didn't really turn out very well. So I've got the Roma, I've got the Jeff's, I've got Moneymaker. I've got Moneymaker. I've got standard tomatoes, and I've also got some Sweet Million as well. Now, as you can see, these packets are old, so see what happens with the germination. So all I'm going to do first is I'm going to get my little bottle, I'm going to put my water in, and I'm going to stampen these off on the top. So bear with us 1 second. All I'm going to do is just soak the tops. So just got some wet contact on the soil. Now I haven't filled these tops up. I haven't filled these pots up right to the top, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the Moneymaker. So if I grab the Moneymaker, I've got several different packets here. Now these ones were packed so end of 2017. So still in the packet, should be no problems with these whatsoever. So I've got the Moneymaker, get a few tomato seeds, as you can see there. All I'm going to do is just sprinkle around the top, just a few. I don't want too many because of course I'll be sowing them in intervals. I don't want too many because I've got to pot them all up. So that's one done. Just separate, move them around a bit, and just a fine layer of compost on the top. Of course, the compost I'm using at the minute is Humax. Across the top, and that's them done. Now tomatoes need warm temperatures, so it's direct sunlight's fantastic, and the windowsill or anything like that will be absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to do the rest of these and you'll see this done very quickly. I do the last lot, which are the Spanish ones I got off Jeff. So let's say these are the ones I got last year from Jeff Foreman from on the plot. And how he stores his tomatoes is very good. It makes things life a lot easier. If you head over to his videos, you'll see how he does them, but you'll see the end results here now. Now all I've got here is a piece of tissue paper, and on that tissue paper, folded inside, are the tomatoes seeds that he has saved. Now at the moment there's none on that one, so I must have used them all on that one. So these ones here, there we go. As you can see, they're on there. Now I don't have to do anything with this. All I need to do is just take a snippet, make sure I don't snip into any seeds. So I'm taking a corner of that, and there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 6 seeds in there, and all I'm going to do is just place that on the top there, push it firmly into the damp compost, and save them for another day. Now that's how easy it is. Preparation, as one of my old bosses used to say. And these have been saved from 2017, these. 2017, so it was last year, so that's 2017 seeds, these. So I'll put 2017, we'll see if we can get another year out of them, see what happens. But just got to put the compost on the top of these, and then that's all done and dusted. First batch of tomatoes for 2019. Now these were sown on the 6th, so it's a Wednesday, which quite handy, because I like to sow my tomatoes every Wednesday because I've got an alarm set on my phone, so it goes off every Wednesday. But I know that I only need to do these once every fortnight, so I'll be doing these another 2 more sowings of these tomatoes. One will be done in 2 weeks' time, and another one will be done 2 weeks' time after that. I am absolutely useless when it comes to setting things and waiting, and over the past couple of years I've noticed that I haven't done anything in succession. So all I've done is put it in, left it. Whereas if you look at tomatoes on the packet, it says you can sow from anywhere from January to April. So why just sow them in January? Try and get a full batch through all the way through the year. So once every 2 weeks, once every 4 weeks, either way they're raw, it's up to yourself. I'll be sowing these once every 2 weeks, and I'll set an alarm on my phone so I know to remember to do it. That's the best way and easiest way I can do it anyways. So first batch of tomatoes done, and I find somewhere for them. More than likely I'll put them on top of the heat bed down here, on top of the tray where they get the light, and also I'll put a cover over the top as well, just to keep them nice and warm. You can also get a bag. So if you've got a bag, for example, so like here, I've got this Wilkinson's bag here. I'll throw these back down there. In a bag, put over the top, and there you go, that's that done. But you'll have to get a better bag than mine. Food bags will do, anything like that, that would be helpful. But that's something else you can do if you don't have any propagator lids. And these can sit, once again, on windowsills or in greenhouses. They need to be kept warm, so top and bottom, so in for the sunshine, and you'll be laughing. Jobs are good. I've got a visitor. Dave Shaw's popped down to drop some goodies off. Actually, I'm getting some more heavy leeks off him from when he went down to see Paul. He's kept these going. Basically, it's time to pot some of them on. Half of them I'll be keeping down at the garden. Half of them will be going under lights at home. I'm going to make some more room in the. Don't know where I'm going to find the room like, but I'll certainly see if I can find them from somewhere. So 6 of them will be getting kept down here. So them 6 aren't quite ready to be potted on yet, but these ones are. I've already made a start and potted some these 3 on. I've put them into the Clover Professional compost that I got the other day. So that's that one there. So all I've done is take them all out. So you can see on the roots, good root system on there, but I'm just going to be clearing all of it off and put them into fresh compost, which I've already got sorted out here. So all I'm doing is checking to see if the bottom's alright, of course, which they are, and just straighten them up a bit if need be. Now normally you can just put them in to the next size up with the compost that's in there, but like I say, I'm giving them all fresh compost. Then I'm going to take them home, put them under the lights, and they'll be on, I think, 10 hours a day, like the rest of the stuff. I am going to think about when I get home as well to put possibly half my grow room on 10 hours and half on 12 and just put a divide in between. I don't know, still got to think about that yet. But that's all I'm doing. I've got another 2 more of them to put on. But also Dave's brought us down some giant beetroot, some heavy cucumbers to have a go with as well. So little Elizabeth will love them. And just never know, might see if I can take them away with us when I go down to Malvern at the end of the year. See what happens. So thanks very much, Dave.
Not a problem.
Thanks for bringing them down. That handsome chap's Dave, by the way.
Stage fright.
Put the rest of me grow room out because the lights came yesterday. So that's me done for the day up here. Grandad's getting some wood cut. Fire's on. Sorted out. Time to get home. So see you up there. After having a good old chat with Dave and also having a look to see what goodies he's been able to give me, I've done a bit of a swap in itself, and we've set ourselves a bit of a challenge going forward as well. But I'll tell you about that once I've showed you what I've been doing in here. So in the greenhouse here, my new bulbs came, my new tubes for my T5 lights. So I wanted to get them put on as soon as possible because that thing was costing a fortune in electricity. So I wanted to get the T5s back on because they're a better light as well. So I've managed to get, I've gotten 4, I think the Osram daylight T5 bulbs, 24 watt. I'll lift these up and I'll show you what it's like in here now because I've made a bit of an adjustment as well. So as we can see, light is all proportioned out across the grow room floor, across the base as well. And as you can see, you can't see any lights at the moment. Well, you can if you sneakily see in the corner there. So what I've done is, instead of having them across that way, I've put them lengthways across there. And how I've done that is I've taken a piece of wood, just taken the wood all the way across from one end to the other, and just slid the connectors onto there. This one I had to be a bit more creative and I've had to stretch it out because I couldn't move the adjusters on there. But that one is stuck in place, that one's not going anywhere for the height. This one, if I wanted to, all I had to do was pull on it and that would lower it down. So I'm going to have a bit of a move around in the grow room here because the things, I'm going to have the leeks and the onions on one side, well, mainly the onions on one side for the length and for how high they can get, and possibly I'm leaving the other things on the other side. That means I can lower the light down and I can also lift it back up again, so a good adjustment. I've just left that thing up there because it's not doing any harm sitting up there out of the way. So back to basics in here. I've got just a bit of bubble wrap across the top just to keep the warmth in this room from the heat coming from the below. The heat's coming from there. I've set it 11 degrees, so that'll keep on going. I've also got it blocked off for any winds as well, so it'll only be 10 degrees as I come through there. In here, I might as well give you a quick show about. Heavy onions, which I'm busy sorting out at the moment, are looking good after popping them up. The Bradley onions, I'm going to do new hoops, which I'll show you shortly as well. These Yorkshire giant cabbage, Cornish giant cabbage, sorry, are looking good. Mackenzie leeks, I get a nice little twist on the top, and they're looking nice and clean as well. So once again, thanks Gary for those. I'm looking forward to seeing how they come out. I've just been tidying up and cleaning them up as I've been going. More Bradley onions, which need sorting out with the little hoops, and these ones are the ones I sowed earlier on in the season, which once again I'm going to sort them out as well. They look a lot tidier in here. Ellie's in the background there, these are ready to be potted on. I'll see if I can just do this very quickly because I'm sure I've had this one out. Let's take a look. So as you can see, got a root system on the bottom of there, looks good. I'm going to have to bend down and pick that, pop that back under the light. So none of these should be stretching for any kind of light now. That the light's lovely put across nice. Got Ellie's in the back there as well, and also the Cumbrians. So these are the Cumbrians that I brought down. So that's how things are at the moment. The leeks and the onions that I've put in just in the pots are coming up fantastic. Now a lot of the people would normally pot these on at this stage. I'm not. I'm going to let them go and see how I get on with them. Wednesday's leeks, there's a few there, but they'll do for eating, I suppose. See if there's any ones that I'll keep worth keeping. Elephant leeks. Like I say, these are all leeks from seed packets that I saved from the last guy who had the allotment. These are years out of date, but just goes to show we've got germination. Good job. Last thing I'll show you in here is the onions. So I've put back for seed. They're looking alright. Yes, I know, well, they are feeling a bit soft. Cold's getting to them a little bit. But we will see. Not all is lost if these don't make it. But I would like to get a couple of seed heads off these, but we'll have to wait and see. Nothing shown on the inside of here at the moment, so I'll just wait for that as well. So I'm going to go back inside the house now, and I'm going to make some more wires, wire supports, and I'll show you how they go about as well. One thing I didn't show you there was the Cornish giant cabbage. Well, there you go, Cornish giant cabbage. Doing well. I'm pleased with them so far. Looking nice colour. So I'm catching up with everybody else. See you back inside. Right, so I'm at home now. I'm inside. I'm going to show you how I make the onion supports. Now I did do an attempt previously, but the attempts didn't really turn out very well. So after some advice and also having a look on Facebook to how some other people do theirs, what I've come up with is, instead of having that one, we've got one like that. Uses the same length of cable, same length of metal cable. All I'm using for these is some wire that I believe is welding wire. So all I'm doing to create that, because the difference between that and that is basically this mess to this. Now that one looks a lot neater and you're using exactly the same length of wire. So to tidy this up, all I'm doing now, get anything around the same size or anything like that, I've used the Ben's microphone. I've got my length of wire. All I'm doing is just taking it around the top. Look, there's a groove on here as well. Just spin around the top, giving it a twist. If it gets too much, I've got my pliers just to give it an extra twist. And I'm just taking it down, doing a flat, around again, not tying this one though, just want it to be pulled around, put my thumb on, twisting it down, then gently, you see it, coax it off there. And what I've got is a wire support. So what I do with that then is I get my onion, take off that one, that one's no good, take off that one, that one's no good. So with my wire support, just feed them through the bottom, feed the ones at the top through the top. Careful not to damage anything. So I want the flutes, all the flutes through there. Kyle, being silly. Once it gets so far, push it into the soil. It goes so far down. And that'll support it when it's this will work exactly the same for the smaller onions as well. And what I'm doing from there is I've got my sticks with the green clips on the top. I'm just feeding them through the top, and I'll just change them out when the flutes get a bit taller. So a bit difficult doing it on my knee. And there we have an onion support with the wire. That's a lot tidier. So I'll show you these onions tomorrow evening, but for me today, thanks very much. Nice little handy tip for you to see, and these here will last for a long time as long as you keep a hold of them. So I'll see you possibly tomorrow afternoon. Right, it's Sunday morning I've come into the greenhouse at home because I've got a few things I want to pot on. First of all will be the Bradley onions. That's in the single cell, the 20 cell seed tray. I need to get them potted onto 7 centimetre pots. The next stage to carry on. I'll also use the wire canes that I made the other day, which you've seen us make. I've got them sorted out, and I've also got my Cumbrians to pot into air pots. So I'm going to get cracked on. Then I'm going to head over to see Mark Shepherd, and he's requested a hand to take his greenhouse down, so I'm going to go and give a hand. So once I've been up there, I'll be going down to the garden, so you'll see he's down there. So I'm just going to get cracked on and show you what I've got going on in the greenhouse at home. So that's them onions done. So I've got 12 there, which are nice and standing up with tension, and I've got 12 at the back as well. So I've got 24 Bradley onions. These ones were sown on Boxing Day, and them ones were sown the month before. I can't see subtle differences. So next I need to get the Cumbrians potted on. So I'll just show you them once I've done them. So unfortunately I lost one of the Cumbrians that was in the greenhouse. I've got 5 there which are under lights. I've got another 6 at the garden as well. They're doing alright. These air pots, you need to make sure, if you do have any air pots, that the cones with the holes, without the holes in, are at the top, because that's for the water reservoir at the top, so the water doesn't come flying out. And also when you're pushing the compost in, make sure the compost's right up into these holes as well. Right in there, so that the roots can come out and air dry off, and that's the whole point of them. So I'll just move that up. So there's the Cumbrians. At the moment I'm happy with them. Do look a bit virused. I'm not too sure if I do have a bit of thrip on them as well, possibly, but I am spraying every other day for them. So that's them done. That's them done. I had a bit of a problem in here with my fan, because when I plug my fan in, this section here, if it sits forward, the end of the fan comes off. So I've upgraded, I'm getting a better one. So I just need to fit that up, and I'm going to stick up there for air circulation. I'm going to do that now. A lot better already. Now I can't put that other fan, I can't put that other one in, just have to put it somewhere else in here and make sure that it's facing up over, just for air circulation in here, that's all. I'll possibly even just plug one in and just stick it in for the greenhouse section, because I did notice that the big onions that I had here, one of them is starting to get grey mould on, so this needs circulation in here as well, because you can see with the build up of condensation on the inside, not much air circulation goes on in this section itself. So this, yes, I got given this off my next door neighbour, shoe rack. She thought it would come in handy for shelves. You just need a tightening up, which is what I've done. So thanks very much for that, Jeanette. I'll definitely make use of those, because what I can do is I can bring some trays home, put one tray on there, one tray on there, put the propagators on the top, and then I'll be laughing. So when it comes to growing starting off all of the other veg, they'll be getting put on here. So very happy with that. That's great. That's very helpful. But yeah, that's how the grow room is looking. It is full. I've still got to pot on them ellies, because they need potting on, and I've run out of room in here. And my giant cabbage at the back there are coming ticking on lovely. I've taken the propagator inside because there's no space for it in here, and I've also potted on these Yorkshire Giants that Dave brought for us the other day. So literally the grow room is full. It's absolutely bursting. There's no room for anything else. I'm going to have to sort something else out for in here as well. Lowest it's been in here, 10 degrees, fantastic, just chirping along nicely. I'm pleased with these lights as well. So happy days, time to get going, and I'll catch you probably down the allotment. So down the allotment, I'm not actually in my allotment. I'm come up to see Rob, the lad who we seen last week. We went and I'll pack that up. I'll pack it down up, and just want to show you is put the hard work in, and you reap what you sow basically. Now I'll show you a picture just after this section here and show you what the garden was like beforehand, and I'll show you where he's up to at the moment, because he's made one hell of a difference. And it is a bit off-putting if you see a garden and you think, well, that's absolutely a nightmare that, I don't want to do that. But if you put the hard work in, you get the rewards. So let's spin you around. I'll show you what it was like before and I'll show you after. And this is it after. So coming through the door, as you can see in the picture, there was nothing, just weeds as high as you are. There's Rob there digging away, and you can see he's come across greenhouse, shed, that greenhouse there, polytunnel frame, which I'm well jealous of, and full gardens there now. So this was obviously, as you've seen, full of weeds, absolutely up, right up to here. Right up here, and as you can see, we're digging them out. These are the weeds that we've pulled out. Right, that's what Rob's pulled out. Absolutely tons of it, but soil's lovely. Once you take the rooting out, the spaghetti junction out, it's all sorted. You've just been doing the bottom, planting some trees at the bottom as well. But getting there, it's taken 4 months every weekend, but we've done a cracking job so far. He's got plenty of plans and ideas on the go as well. And you, Rob?
Yeah, plenty.
Right, I'm going to give my hand digging the rest of these out, and then probably end up going back down to mine. But yeah, put the hard work into it. You like you say, you reap what you sow. So I'll give you an update in a few months' time. We'll see how he's getting on. Hopefully I can get more things done next week. Like I say, I've been in hospital this week for a couple of days, so I haven't managed to get a lot done. I've got 6 days running at work. So I'll be here in the mornings and things that as well, and I'll be down here after work as well. So it might be a couple of late nights depending on what happens. But I'll spin these around and quick show what's going on in the top greenhouse, and that's me done for this week. So everything's coming along okay. Like I say, everything here has a natural daylight with a fire on as well. These ellies are picking up nicely. As you can see, this has got some roots coming through to the bottom there as well. So I'm pleased with the way they're turned out so far. I've got some more ellies in there as well, already potted up. These Yorkshire Giants that Dave dropped off, I've repotted them into some professional compost. The ends are starting to turn. I don't know what that's due with. These Chris Langley's, the Betty Blacks which I got, coming up fantastic. I've potted them up as well. Same with the ones at the back there as well. They're all coming away nicely. I've got them in 2 litre pots. They're the Betty Black leeks as well. They're the ones that do need nicking when the time comes. In the back section, same, nothing else has changed. I've got the Cumbrians here with the collars on to pull them up. I've got the Betty Black leeks as you see in here as well. These are all in 2 litre pots, and I've got the immediates and things there as well. I will show you these lavender next week. These are the lavender, I don't know if you remember, I was taking them in September. We'll see if there's any roots on them. Cabbages, cauliflower, sorry, looking good, looking good. Roots will be coming through the bottom for long, no doubt. The larkspur in the background that Leslie's done, put in, that's coming up canny, sat there lovely. The garlic chives flying away now, so plenty of garlic chives to play with. Another thing here, flowers that I put in on the 20th. I've got potentially a few begonias coming up, and also there's plenty of the carnations popping up there, so I'm going to have to pop them up shortly as well. So I'm pleased with the germination of them. Everything else is sitting nicely. Grandad's leek, lovely little twist on that there as well at the top. I like seeing them twists. That's me done for today. I'm getting some more wood there for Rob. Everything else under here is looking all right as well. This is 2 cake tins above and below each other. They've got the tomatoes and things inside. The tomatoes are in there, and I've also got some more begonias in there as well. And that bench is warm from the fire. So that's everything sorted in here. Quick tour around the garden next week. We'll see how things are in the garden with the dahlias and things like that I've got in there. And tell you my plans going forward as well. So hopefully I can get a few things done this week in the mornings. So everybody, thanks very much for watching this week. See how we get on next week. And oh, by the way, I forgot, with my live video the other day, I managed to hit 100 videos that I posted up, uploaded. So thanks everybody for watching all of those 100. We've hit the ton. So here's to the next 100 over the next year as well. But from me this week, that's everything. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.